Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Really good.
I see you took my advice and opened up not one, but two beverages behind you.
Yeah. Well, one is open, one's ready to go. One's like
You gotta have one in the cal. Was it
holster?
Holster. There we go.
What were you trying to say?
I don't know.
Caller? Nope. It's not gonna
Chamber. Count. One in the chamber. One in
the chamber on
I'm
your
not,
hip.
I'm not a gun guy.
Not a gun guy. Not a gun guy. You know who is?
The one we call Queen.
Yeah. You know who's not here?
That sent us a picture of him sitting out at the beach and the water's 77 degrees, and I hope he drowns with his dink toes.
Yeah, I never really got the clear understanding of why he wasn't going to be able to make this show. I know that the Tuesday show, he was traveling, so we pushed it to Monday, even though I found out he wasn't traveling on Tuesday. He was just somewhere else. And then today, he said he had plans, and we got a picture from the beach. So,
did you look to see if it was a holiday today, though?
It is for me. Bill's not here.
Fuck yeah. Maybe he thinks April Fool's is a holiday. I don't know.
Can I tell you how much I hate April Fools?
Loved April Fools. Did a little tricks today at work. A couple.
It's so stupid. I woke up, brushed my teeth or whatever, got ready, threw on Twitter, and the first thing
being traded, yeah.
Yeah, and I knew it. I didn't really believe it, but then my immediate response in my head went, what the fuck? Now I'm going to have to look and see what is actually real and not today, because these goofsters like you think it's funny just to say something that's false and say April Fool's. That's not a joke.
Oh, I don't do that. I had a fake cockroach at work today, and I just went around with it and just threw it on some people's purses and desks and gloves. Yeah, that's what I did.
I can get along with that. I can roll with that. That's a practical joke. Just saying, I don't remember the first one. Jimmy G was traded to the Patriots. Some like a piece of news that people are waiting to hear.
Yeah,
that's not funny. That's not a funny joke.
Because it hurts my feelings afterwards, and I get upset and emotional because now I know Cam's still here.
It's just fucking exactly. Yeah. Now you've just disappointed me. And then opening day, we'll get to it, but opening day is postponed. The first thing I see, I'm like, oh, fucking someone's being an asshole. And then I see it again. I'm like, God, what do I have to go to? I got to go to CNN to figure out if these tweets are real or not today?
Yep.
These tools? God.
Bubbles.
Am I just, I don't know. Sometimes it stays like this.
Are you moody today?
Self-reflecting and go, am I just an asshole?
Wow. Richard, I could have told you that. Welcome to the club, bro.
Jesus. April Fool, shut the fuck up. Anyway, welcome to the show. This is a Simple Minds Sports Show. Friday headlines, April 2nd. Thank God.
Opening day.
Opening day.
Now is real.
Second day, opening day. So, welcome to the show.
What's funny about it, too, is I don't know if you've seen the Detroit Tigers game today.
I haven't.
It's a blizzard right now.
Oh, I heard it. Yeah.
They're fucking playing. Yet here in Boston, Massachusetts, it's not raining. The sun's starting to peek out, and we have a rain delay.
Yeah, let's get into that. So, as always, White Birch is our beer of choice. Baseball season's coming up. Do some outdoor TV watching. Nothing better than a crisp beer to do that with. White Birch Brewing in Nashua, New Hampshire. Ray, address, please.
460 Amherst Street.
They're crazy on the hops right now, and they got some 6 hours out there. It's just the type of season for the beer that they're releasing. Tap room's open. Head on down. We got the Elite Eight coming back up. It was a wild Sweet 16. March Madness is still going on.
The Final Four.
Final Four.
That's all right.
Past the Elite Eight. I'm not a basketball guy.
But Easter's coming up, so if you want to deal with your in-laws and you need some cure for that, go down to White Birch, pick yourself up a couple 4-packs, drink heavily, so you don't have to deal with your in-laws.
Now that is a promotion. White Birch Brewing. When you get on down there, tell them the Simple Minds boys sent you. So something, as soon as they made that postponement, like something smells fishy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know exactly what the weather is up there, but everybody in response to it was like, it's kind of clearing up already. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. The game's scheduled for 2. Why don't you just push it back a couple hours? Like it doesn't take that long to get the field ready. So my conspiracy, I wanted to go deeper than this, but I just think that they want a good television viewing of fans in the stands. And if it's a little bit rainy or wet, they might have expected less fans to show up, which I don't even think is necessarily true.
No, because so a woman at our work, she has season tickets. So I asked her, I'm like, what's going on with the season tickets? Like, I'm very interested in this. So basically, you only can go to 3 games a week. They randomly tell you those 3 games. So opening day today, she did not have tickets because she randomly didn't have to have it. Her name wasn't picked. So she went on to a third market, like a StubHub or Ace Ticket or whatever, had to buy tickets just so she could go to the game today. That's fucking crazy.
But what does that have to do with postponing the game?
That I think that, like you're saying, that if the people don't go, it's going to look like pretty bad.
Oh, they saw a lot of the sales from the season ticket holders that got to go were selling it on the aftermarket.
Third markets, yes.
And they thought people wouldn't show up.
Just because everyone saw like the 10-day forecast and they knew it was going to be kind of crappy today. So maybe they're just like, fuck it. Because it's Red Sox. How many times have you gone to a Red Sox game when it looks like it's going to be shitty out and you stand there and wait and wait. And then they finally say, yeah, we're going to have a rain delay. And then you just wait longer. And by 8 o'clock, they're like, oh, yeah, we'll have the game after being down there for 4 or 5 hours, This is the first time I've ever seen a Red Sox cancel a game at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, no, it's just... They don't normally do it. They don't really do it in baseball at all. They wait and see. They let everybody wait and see. It's just like it's the continuing to be the more nitpicking and PR conscious and just annoying shit that the Red Sox do. It's opening day. It's the first time that there's been fans in Fenway for a year. You don't think people are going to show up? Just fucking play the game. Not to mention, you have the Nats and the Mets that are postponed today because of COVID. You still have to deal with COVID. You yourself just had a false outbreak in your club that was threatening to derail the season anyway. So now you want to skip one day in the schedule, your first day in the schedule, because you don't think the attendance is going to be exactly what you want it to be. You play 162 fucking games, 81 of them are at home. Like you got enough games to get people in the stadiums. Do you need like every nickel and dime from concessions? Are you hurting that bad for money, John Henry? Like it's just so aggravating.
Well, remember that one year where they were having like attendance sellout records and like you look around and there was it wasn't sold out, but they just lie about the numbers just to make them like a PR so they don't get a PR hit. That's probably what they're doing now. They're like, it's not going to look that good. So let's cancel it and postpone it to tomorrow.
I wouldn't doubt it. I honestly think that this is the problem this is why people are so, or at least me and us are so aggravated with Red Sox ownership, because they like meddle in it in these stupid ways. Like just play the fucking game. Jesus Christ. It's so annoying. I'm trying to find the goddamn email I sent you with the Hop passport. What day was that? Sunday. Got it. Okay. Now we're back on track. Nats. Your Nats, Ray. Your Nats postponed for COVID. I kind of wish Billy Baseball was here just because he was so adamant of how well baseball handled COVID last year. I think you're muted. And right off the bat, game number 1. Nope.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
To a stellar start, baseball. 1 game cancels because it might rain. 1 game is canceled because it can't handle COVID. And the other game, there's an absolute blizzard going on.
Yeah.
Baseball's back, people. Yep. Baseball's back.
It's kind of good Bill's not here either because his Braves play, I think, at like 3:20 or something like that first pitch. So he would have been here anyways. He would have been out in La La Land, just Boner City, just watching his Braves and,
Yeah.
It's a write-off today for him.
I imagine he's on the beach right now, caked in suntan lotion, just not really rubbed in, all white all over his arms and his face, under a big-ass umbrella, sucking Coronas down, watching the Braves on his phone but it's all
No, he's not watching. He's listening.
Oh yeah. You're
He's
right.
old. He's old. He's listening.
He's listening. What an asshole. All right, moving on. I want to touch on these Robert Kraft comments. Spoke to the media 2 days ago. I guess it is now. This is being released. I thought everything he had to say was relatively open, and I didn't think he was parsing too many words. Maybe on the Brady stuff, which we can get to, but I just want to talk about kind of the roster and the way that he was talking about Bill, which I thought was kind of refreshingly tough. Like, I think he was kind of tough on Bill for a good reason. So this is how it started off. He said last season's 7-9 record was unacceptable, quote unquote horrible, he called it. In terms of missing the playoffs for the first time in a dozen years, very disappointing, Kraft said. Does he expect to be a contender in 21? Kraft said, I expect to be a contender every year. He goes on to say, quote, if you want to have a good, consistent winning football team, you can't do it in free agency. You have to do it through the draft, because that's when you're able to get people of great talent, whether it's Willie McGinnis or Tom Brady. You get them at a price where you can build a team and be competitive. Once they get their first contract, if they're superstars, you can only balance so many of them. Really, the teams who draft well are the ones who will consistently be good. When asked about drafting, it says, quote, I don't feel we've done the greatest job the last few years, and I really hope and I believe I've seen a different approach this year. In the end, it all comes down to what happens on the field and how well people execute. And you really don't know how good a draft is going to be, at least for 2 years, especially in the environment we're in now.
Did he not see the offseason moves? Because you just built this team out of free agency.
He does have.
I know he's old, but I mean, the checks you're writing out, sir, those are all free agents. The draft hasn't happened yet, so you just built this team for 2021 out of free agency.
Yeah, he did have some comments on that. He said, we spent this year, which is out of character. What he said, I don't have those right in front of me, but he said this is not something that we normally do. We shifted. Actually, do I have it here?
You do have it in there. It's a little further down.
It's a little further down. Well, yeah. Look at me looking ahead. Let's just move on with what I had. Pulled a Bill there and moved ahead of me. Bill and I were able to work this out in a way we think is best for the franchise, Kraft said. It's pretty much been that way. He's been with us for 21 years. He's maybe the best to ever do it. And I don't think stability and continuity in coaches in the modern era has been as stable as the Patriots. So I'm pretty happy with our working relationship. Anyone who knows we invest what we had to do in order to put us in the best position to win. I think that's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
That hasn't been the style that we've used, but conditions have changed and we were in a unique space. I hope and pray it works the way our plan was. So we kind of touched on this when they first made the moves and why, and things were different and why were they different. And I said it before, you have to imagine that Belichick sat down with him and was like, look, we can get back on track. It's just going to take you spending some money. hand up. I fucked up.
I fucked up, Robert. I'm sorry.
My bad, Bobby.
But you're going to have to spend a lot of cash this offseason. Sorry.
Now, I'm 68. I'm 69.
Nice.
I don't know how much longer I have. We can go 8-8 next season, 8-9 next season. God damn it. How often?
Or, 7-10.
7-10 and build this thing up slowly. Or you can open up that pocketbook. I know you spent a lot on lawyer fees in the last year or so, but let's open that thing back up and let's refresh the roster.
Yeah.
And let's get into the Brady thing because, first he touches on Cam Newton. My point was you have to.
Oh, God, this pissed me off when I heard this.
You have to imagine Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl falls somewhere in here of motivation, but I don't think I think it's a very small part of it. But in terms of Cam, this is what Kraft said. In short, he had a couple things to say, but this is what I pulled out of it. Quote, in fairness to Cam, I'm not sure he had the proper weapons around him last year. And then he got COVID. Kraft said there were a lot of good things that happened. End quote.
What did we not see something last year that Robert saw from that owner's box?
He is old.
He is old. Maybe he was watching Stidham and he thought, "Oh, that boy's doing good up there. Look at him go."
Now I thought Cam was one of those boys from down south.
Chapter 1.
Well, he looks good to me. He does always sound like. I mean, I know that there was rumors that he was always drunk for years at a time.
He
There, where
still sounds like he's drunk
still
all the
kind of
time,
sounds like it, but he does have that just kind of old man, kind of rambling way about him,
like Bill.
um, like Bill. But he's still closing deals. He just closed the $100-something billion TV deal. So good on him.
Good on him.
Yeah, the COVID and the Cam Newton thing, for the love of goddamn God. But do people not understand? I think I put this in the email somewhere. Do people not understand that this is the motivation that Cam Newton needs? This is part of the reason I don't like him. This is the part of the reason that Bill Belichick pumps his tires every time he gets the chance to, because he does not respond well to criticism. He does not like being told in the media that he's not good. He's not Tom Brady. He doesn't have a fuck you mentality. It's why he's not as good as the greats. Do people not understand that about Cam Newton?
He's a millennial. It's their DNA now. Look at the Celtics. Look at Cam Newton. If you say something bad about him, they go pout, and they can't play serious ball anymore, and they play like shit.
Is he a millennial? He's like 3 years younger than us.
He's a millennial. Fuck him.
All right. Kraft on Brady. Quote, I would have loved for him to retire a Patriot. Everybody knew that. But in life, things just happen in a way that we have to balance a lot of things. After 20 years, I thought he was entitled to make a decision that was what he thought was best for him and where he was at. This is the rambling thing.
He forgot about Giselle.
Those words don't go together, Mr. Kraft.
He made a decision so Giselle would be happy.
All right, well, hold on, because we'll get to that. The quote goes on to say, and we gave him the ability to do that. It's like marriages sometimes. No one knows on the outside everything going on, and you try to balance a lot. It is what it is. Obviously, he's talking about Belichick and Brady there. He refreshed the idea, and this is the Super G thing, and this is the piece of the story that people kind of leave out, and I don't know exactly how true it is. I don't know how many people have reported on it, and the ones that have are kind of big time Patriot bobos. So this goes on to say, this is from the Atlantic too. It says, as a refresher, the Patriots offered Brady a 2-year, $53 million contract in 2019. Brady declined it, and at the camps reached a different agreement, with the quarterback earning an $8 million raise, with the Patriots unable to franchise tag him in 2020. This was the deal that the Patriots got crushed on. This was all the incentives and things that he was never going to reach, never came close to reaching. But it wasn't announced that he declined a 2-year, $53 million deal in 2019.
Because Cam didn't want that out.
I guess, but the Patriots probably wanted it out, no? Or were they just doing him a solid? Because then it said the next year, obviously the year that Brady left, the Patriots asked Brady to make a counter proposal, feeling that the 2-year, $53 million price was fair. Brady never gave them a number, and then agreed to join the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for 2 years and $50 million.
Because he didn't want to be here.
Yeah, like people kind of miss that on the whole Brady versus Belichick thing, and Brady, Belichick treated him poorly. If he wanted his money, he was going to get his money. They offered him the money. Now the details in that are important. How much was it incentive? How much was guaranteed? Was
of course,
it 2 years guaranteed?
Yeah.
All that is subject for more reporting. It's probably out there somewhere. I don't have it right in front of me. But I just think in terms of, I know we're past this a little bit, but I don't think we'll ever get that past it. In terms of Brady versus Belichick and why Brady left, people leave out the...
We'll be 60 and we'll be talking about this.
Brady wanted to leave.
Yeah, and no one understands that. You hear all these people, well, you should have paid him. He's the GOAT. Well, they were going to pay him. He just didn't want to be here. He wanted to go bye-bye. Tom Terrific didn't want to be in Boston anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other that after 2017 in the Eagles, he forced Jimmy G, the next heir apparent, out, saying you wanted to play till 45. If you do that, like, you got to commit. You have to commit, Tom. And he didn't. That same season, him and Giselle went in and said, we want out. Well, Alex Guerrero was rubbering him down. He was moaning and kissing his kid on the lips. So don't forget about that. Belichick might have been a meanie and a tough coach, and I get 20 years is a long time. But at the end, it wasn't just Belichick was treating Brady differently.
No.
Brady started acting differently. That's about it. In terms of what we're just talking about, this is kind of a nice segue, Rich. Kraft, the last quote I have here. After 20 years, Kraft said, I'll make this commitment to any player in the future. Anyone who spends 20 years with us, helps us win 6 Super Bowls, we're not going to keep. He says, look, we could have contract-wise kept him in our camp through the franchise tag, but it's not the right thing. Naturally, we want to win, but who knows what could have happened if he stayed here. Look, what happened at the end of this season, last season, happened here. So last thing on Brady. I think that the plan, even Belichick's plan, was Brady was going to sign at least a 1-year deal and come back. They were
Bridge year.
they were planning on him to be the bridge quarterback. Kraft thought that he knew he wanted to leave, but he thought he could rope him back in for at least another year.
Yeah.
And they probably thought that that he should have, and I think everybody thought that he should have, and I think he should have because of what we just said in 2017. He said he wanted to play in state, so they blew out the next quarterback. And to everyone's surprise, he went to the fucking Bucks and won the Super Bowl. So Kraft can't be happy about it. It has to be motivation for everything they've done this offseason.
Oh, this has to be motivation. This is bulletin board material right here. You just put a picture of Tom Brady celebrating his 7th championship, getting the Super Bowl trophy from him to Goodell. That's bulletin board material for this whole franchise.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's the only thing. I mean,
but it's number one, I guarantee.
Do you think? I would put it down on the chart. I mean, I think the fact that they suck and had no future on the roster is number one. I mean,
what's Belichick's boat called?
8 rings.
Yeah, and how many does Tom have? One less than him. That's motivation enough. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want that.
You might be right. I mean, it might be number one. I think, if Brady doesn't win the Super Bowl, does Kraft maybe spend 150 million instead of 200 million in in contracts this offseason? Maybe that's the difference if you want to put a number on it, but it's certainly there. I mean, and if you listen to these comments from Kraft, you could hear it in his voice. Like, look, this is this is it. What do you want me to say? Like, I tried to make it work. We tried to make it's been 20 fucking years. These guys are ultra competitive. You know who Bill is. You know who Brady is. It didn't work. Like we would have given him the money. It wouldn't have been exactly what he wanted, but we would have given him the money. Bill wasn't handing over the offense to Brady like they did in Tampa. That just wasn't going to happen.
And it's also that's a Patriots thing they always do with these star players. Go out, find your market, come back to us, tell us what you're getting. We can match it. We can work with you. Tom just fucking ghosted them. He responds. See ya.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's essentially what they did by saying, send us a counteroffer. What do you think you're going to get on the market? If the reports are right, the market was pretty slim for old Tommy. I don't know.
Maybe he didn't Chicago, right?
Maybe he didn't want to come back with tail between his legs and just was like, peace out. I'm
bad for TB12, the whole franchise for him,
Yeah. Giselle, she liked the beach. She likes Satan. All right. Speaking of Jimmy, how bad are the 49ers fucking this thing up? So reports today or yesterday, Thursday came out. So they make the trade to get up to third in the draft. They mortgage 2 first-round picks plus more this year's first-round pick. They immediately say Jimmy's their guy. They're not moving on from him. After a year and a half, they've been outwardly looking for a quarterback to replace him with.
Oh, it's been longer than that. Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan never wanted him here in San Francisco in the first place. So it's been a long time coming.
So they come out, they want him here. They want him in San Francisco. And then on Thursday, it's reported that now they'll take a first-round pick for him. Here's some quotes. This is from Albert Breer, Sports Illustrated. Well, this first one's from Shanahan on Monday. Quote, we're in a situation where when you bring in a rookie quarterback, to me, it's always better, especially on the team that you have, if you've got a veteran starter there already who you like and you're comfortable with winning with.
Stop there. He doesn't like him and he's not comfortable with him there. Continue.
Yeah, that's usually the direction you want to go and not throw someone else into the fire until they're fully ready. That's the situation we're at. Albert Breer asked by a fan what it would take for another team to acquire Garoppolo. Quote, says Albert Breer, I was told, yes, it'd take a first-round pick for the 49ers to listen at that point, which, of course, would be nice for San Francisco to have after it yielded its first in 2022 and 2023 to jump up from 12 to 3, yada, yada, yada. I don't think the Niners feel any sort of urgency to move Garoppolo, which makes his market value completely irrelevant in comparison to the Niners' price. Last point here. Quote, would say a third-round pick coming back for Garoppolo, which probably would be a guy running down the field on the kickoffs this fall, make it worth the risk, Asper? Or would you rather keep a guy who's been in your system for 4 years as a starter, especially considering how conservative Shanahan is about playing new quarterbacks? That's all well and good, Breer, but what about Jimmy in this situation? The
Jimmy has a no trade clause.
$25 million quarterback. Like, he's not some bum off the streets. He went to a Super Bowl. You're paying the guy $25 million, and you're basically just throwing him around like a rag doll going, hey, man, we want you here to kind of teach the kid, and when the kid's ready, you can piss off.
Yep. That's all it is.
I'd be
And
go ahead.
No, but they're going to take Mac Jones. I mean, they didn't send any scouts to Justin Fields' pro day. It's Mac Jones. When that happens, if I was Jimmy, I'd be like, ha, you guys just got your quarterback of the future. See you later. I want to trade now. I'm not coming back. Kind of pull like a Deshaun Watson, be like, I'm not stepping foot in this office ever again. Like, trade me.
Yeah, I mean,
and then he will have the leverage to be like, I can go wherever the fuck I want.
He does have leverage, so if he wants to be, now it takes a certain person to be like we always say, like guys, but you know, at the end of the day, you still have to be that person. Walk into the office, you know, let your teammates down. And treat the organization like a pile of shit. Because basically what you have to do is hold out in camp, show up week 1, demand his check, get quote unquote injured, maybe fake an injury. My hammies tight.
Which he's good at doing that.
Yeah. And collect his check all year while Mac Jones goes out there and plays, which he's probably going to play. I think Bernard said this too. And we talked about this. If you don't think the number 3 overall pick in the NFL draft is playing in 2021, whether it be week 1 or week 8 or week 6, you're out of your fucking mind.
The Jets are doing the same thing with Sam Darnold, saying that they're going to, whoever they take, you know, we're going to keep Sam Darnold here. He's going to be it's just like a quarterback competition. Bullshit. Zach Wilson will start game 1, week 1 for sure for the New York Jets.
These two teams have screwed themselves in the quarterback. Look, you had your chance. You should have been aggressive when Matt Stafford was on the move. Carson Wentz was on the move. These teams looking for quarterbacks were making moves for quarterbacks, and they're giving away first-round picks for them. Teams are pretty much set at this point. Teams are pretty much set. The markets have dropped. The Patriots, like we talked about, set the markets for a lot of these positions. We've seen they probably overpaid for wide receiver. This is what happens. Jimmy Garoppolo is not worth a first-round pick. He's not. He played 6 fucking games last year. What's Bill's stat? Every start he's made is worth $3 million.
Yeah,
because of the games he's missed. He's not worth a first-round pick.
A third compensation pick for someone that went to Tampa Bay, won a Super Bowl.
Anything below
that would be Bill's fucking like best play of all time, best trade of all time. Just trading that for fucking Jimmy G. Here you go.
Oh God.
Let's flip this. Yeah.
And getting Jimmy to restructure the contract. Come in, play for a couple years, get
prove it deal
back up. Yeah, we'll get your money back up there, Jimmy. You come to our system, you know what it's all about. We'll get you throwing the ball. You don't have to hand off the ball 85 times in a playoff game. You don't have to be the Shanahan's puppet. No, we'll take care of you, buddy. Come on home.
We'll make you look good. Make you look like a Pro Bowl player once again. Here we go.
You know that's the pitch, and honestly, a lot of it is up to Garoppolo. And if I'm him, I just think the 49ers, obviously the Patriots are the big ones in this market. Diana Rossini came out this week and said basically the Patriots are just waiting for the 49ers to engage in talks. They want him.
Yeah.
They probably don't want him for what the 49ers want to give up. And I just think the 49ers are just getting cold feet, or they're trying to play hardball with Belichick and the media. I don't want to be a Belichick tutor here, but I don't think that's going to go very well. He will just as well not give you anything for Garoppolo. You will wait till the midseason or next year, get that third round pick or nothing for him. He'll walk.
No.
And Bill will go 10-7 with Cam and flip the bird to everybody who's watching. Like he will just as easily do that, I think. So, yeah, I don't think the 49ers are playing this very well at all.
Wait, come closer to draft time, they're going to say, oh, yeah, we'll work on something. We're listening to all trade offers. You'll see.
You got a prediction?
It's either us or Chicago.
I bet he comes to New England for a second-round pick.
Second?
Same second that they got for him when they sent it over. Just swap it back.
Yeah,
swap it back. Do you think his value is more now than or less now than when Patriots shipped him to San Francisco?
He went to a Super Bowl. I mean, you can't take that away from him. So I think it's good value.
But you had teams like Cleveland who reportedly were looking to give him multiple first-round picks.
That's Cleveland. You can't really do that.
Fair.
That's like when you're talking about a sober person and Bill gives us 2 cents and you can't really, that's null and voided.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fair. Speaking of loser franchises, actually, before we get to the Celtics, let's talk about Hot Passport again. Hot Passport gets you 50% off your first 2 drinks at 50 plus breweries in the Northeast. This is the new thing that we're working with right now, Ray. We continue to get these deals for drinking. I don't know why. 7 of those breweries are right in your neck of the woods in New Hampshire, including our friends over at White Birch Brewing.
Mm-hmm.
The passports are $25 a pop. It's 2 beers at each brewery. You get to go there once. So in 12 months, you get 6 beers at like $6-7 a pop. You've made your money back.
Yeah.
An absolute fucking no-brainer. It gets better. If you go to joinhotpassport.com/shop, you enter the word simple, like Simple Minds, SIMPLE, you get $5 off. So talk that down to 5 beers in a year, and you're making money. It's a fucking no-brainer.
We do that in a week here.
I'm 2 away from hitting it right now. You can do it digitally on your phone, or you can get an actual physical passport mailed to you. It actually looks like a passport.
Yep.
Kind of cool. Something Bill will never be granted again in the country of Canada. It's all over the country. The West Coast has a bunch of them too, but if you're getting it in our neck of the woods, you want to look for the New York passport. It includes 55 New York breweries, 11 Connecticut, 5 Maine, 8 Maryland, 7 New Hampshire. Breweries are jumping on daily, it seems like. Again, go to joinhoppassport.com/shop. Enter the word simple for $5 off Hop Passport. No brainer.
No brainer.
Celtics. I'm out. I'm finally out. I know. I don't think I've said that. I don't think I said I'm officially out. I don't think I've said cancel. I've been giving them a lot of breaks throughout the season. I've been angry, but I've been giving a lot of breaks. I'm out. Fuck them.
Yeah. That whole Bill got a haircut. We had to record Monday for Wednesday's show, and I'm like, "Yeah, you got a 7-game homestand. You know, go 5-2.
Good kid. You might be right
go
back
5-2. Nope. We're 0-2 already. And it's not getting any easier, boys and girls. So this is bad. Bad.
I got a lot of comments. I was doing the email today, and you notice it's a long one. There's a lot of comments to read.
Yeah.
And it's nice not having Bill here, being able to just like
ramble, and you can talk about it.
Well, I don't have to think in my head like I got to get this done before asshole jumps in here and says something. I can just read it. We can go off some genuine content from the people in our sports region, not just Bill's bullshit that he's rattling off the top of his head. So I got a lot of those comments from Brad and Danny after the game, but I just wanted to get this off my chest. And this might be a flag in the ground here. I'm out on Tatum too. Completely out.
It's the Duke fucking brainwashing of him. I'm out too. Trade him.
I'd trade him. I would.
Remember how we said the Jays are untouchable? Nope. Fuck that. Everyone on this team's fucking touchable now. Take them all. Fucking get whatever you can.
I would like, just to recap, and to be fair, toot, I've kind of been on this kid for over a year. On just the way.
And we always thought you were so hard. So I'm going to apologize for myself and Bill right now. I'm sorry. You're right.
Just the demeanor in which he's carried himself has not changed.
Such a cunt he is. God damn.
Has not changed at all. It's gotten worse. Now, this year you give him a little bit of leeway because they're having a bad year and it's frustrating and blah, blah, blah. Fine. I think I've given him a lot of leeway. Last night, now the game itself, we don't even need to get into it, is the same exact story. Anybody watch the Celtics for 10 games this year knows exactly what happened. They played like
20 plus
stretch,
deficit.
20, came back, tried to make it tough.
Give them down by 4.
Miss a bunch of open shots that would have made it close, and then they lose.
Yeah.
In that narrative, they were down by 6. Jason Tatum was doing really well, going to the hole, getting points. He did it again. Thunder slam through the lane, through like 3 guys. You're down by 4 with like 53 seconds left. There's no timeout or anything. The ball's inbounded. He circles back and stares the ref down. You scored.
You dumb cunt.
There's 2,000 people in the stadium for the first time in a year. The place is raucous. You're making a 23-point comeback, and all Jason Tatum can think to do after slamming it down over the other team is look at the ref and bitch with his eyes instead of looking at his teammates and go, come on, like,
let's go. Yeah, you're the leader of this team.
Boys.
Let's go.
Get us there. Let's go. No, you fucking bitches. I literally was down here editing. I threw my hat off and just like sat back in my chair, like in one of these. You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Did you open up another white birch to ease your pain?
I drank all night in response
Hey, how about
to that.
how about that trade with the 2 second-round picks for Evan Fournier?
Well, I don't even give a fuck about Evan Fournier.
The bench
Fournier
again. The bench, 18 points again. This bench sucks. You didn't do anything at the trade deadline to address it. This kid was going to fizzle out. This team sucks. Fire Danny. Fire Brad. Trade everyone on his team. Start over. God damn, this team sucks.
I don't even know. I'm done trying to dissect the problems on it. The one problem we know that they have is attitude. And that's why I focus so much on the Jays, because they're the best players and they have to be the leaders. And I don't focus on Jaylen Brown. He's not perfect, but
hey, at least he played. He only missed one game. At least he played.
The demeanor in which Jason Tatum carries himself on the basketball court is gross. Mm-hmm. It's fucking gross. I can't take it anymore. I'd trade him for a haul. Give me a good young, like someone in the form of like a De'Aaron Fox, who doesn't have the ceiling, but like is good and young, and then a bunch of first-round picks. I'll do it.
Remember that
Cat
debate?
Stevens, if D'Angelo Russell and Cat Stevens are available, fucking ship that kid to Minnesota. See how he likes it. Even though I think Cat Stevens kind of plays like a pussy too. I'm over fucking Tatum.
The best part is that whole debate that they always had about who's better, Donovan Mitchell or Jason Tatum. Everyone's Jason Tatum, blah, blah, blah. Nope. Dude, look at it now. Utah is fucking first place. They play with a purpose. They play with passion over there in Utah. Give me fucking Donovan Mitchell.
If you watch that game 6 in the bubble, Jazz versus Nuggets. Yeah. Mitchell versus what's his name with the Nuggets, the guard?
Jamal
Murray.
Murray, yep.
Dude, those guys have
balls. Yeah.
Like just so good. And not that Tatum isn't good. He's excellent. He's just acts like
they're just at another level.
Pussy.
Yeah.
He doesn't feel like he has any heart. Doesn't feel like he gives a shit. So I don't know. Let's roll through a couple. And this is basically what it almost feels like Stevens and Ainge are parents who aren't mad. They're just disappointed. Stevens called last night's 23-point half deficit and comeback, quote, the same old story. It's literally what we say. He says, Stevens says, quote, I've been around good teams. I've been around bad teams. We are very average right now. And that's about right.
I'd say very bad. Yeah. Like that's a C. That's a C average, C. I'd go like D plus maybe, or D, solid D.
Yeah. Again, for me, it all comes back to
you're almost failing. You're an A. You're the A seed. You're almost out of the playoffs. You're 4 games up on, I think, Chicago, who has the 10th spot. You're almost out of the fucking playoffs right now.
This is what Steven says. Well, I thought he was asked about the lineup in the fourth quarter, having Evan Fournier out there. I thought it was our best chance to have a lot of firepower out there, space the floor, blah, blah, blah. We got to the rim. We got multiple times. We got beautiful kickouts. We got great attempts. We got finishes. We just didn't make a lot of them. But the game rewards the way you play all the way through, both ways. This was probably a little of the game being honest with us. So the whole narrative here, Danny Ainge comments here, quote, we need to show up and compete every night with urgency all the way through games, regardless of what happens. And so I don't really care about the future, and I don't really care about the first 48 minutes. Like, what are we going to do? That's just the question. It's time to show up. Ainge holds himself accountable. He holds everybody accountable, including Stevens. But he clarified Stevens has zero responsibility for players missing shots or playing with a lack of energy, saying the idea that coaches should motivate their players is way overrated. Ainge says, I'm putting it on my players' shoulders right now. I think they need to look internally. They need to want it more. They need to be able to fight through adversity better. That's all I'm saying. And this
now, may I interrupt you real quick?
Go ahead.
Your father coached for how many years?
Yeah, I don't know.
And what did he do? He motivated people. He couldn't go out there and strike people out, or make the baskets. But that's what a coach's job is to motivate your fucking players to go out there and win the game. It's not on the player's shoulders.
Yeah, I agree at certain points though. But this is professional. This is professional, and this is a season-long thing. Like,
yeah, but if you were Brad Stevens, you keep seeing Yeah, Marcus Smart, go out there, jack fucking 3-pointers and play like shit and all these turnovers and costly things. At what point do you sit him down or bench him and make an example and be like, that shit ain't gonna fly anymore? Like, if you want to be like Marcus and jack all these shots and try to play hero ball, you're gonna be riding the bench with him. Like, he doesn't make examples out of anyone.
Yeah, he could probably do a better job of that. Professionally, I don't think you can do that with on-court stuff, but I think you can do it in other ways. And I don't. Danny Ainge says it's overrated, and I agree with him there, but it's not nothing. You know, I think obviously Greg Popovich is considered one of the best NBA coaches of all time. He never sat players, his star players, because he didn't like the way they played. But I damn well know he had conversations with them or got in their face or had something to say when they didn't do something that he liked. I mean, that's the type of motivating that you could potentially see Brad Stevens lacking, but we're not behind scenes. I don't know. I just, I have my different reasons for firing Brad Stevens. You want to hear him? 3 for 3 for 47, 33 for 47 from 3-point land, 23%. It was over half of their shots, and they just kept launching 3-pointers. That's why I'll fire Brad. I hate your fucking system. And I'll fire Danny because the system, you haven't put any players in the system to succeed. Your system is made to shoot. None of your players can shoot. Like, what are you doing?
Especially with the Pelicans getting rid of JJ Redick. Why wouldn't you fucking bid on that? You need a shooter? Boom. There you go. Bring a guy up that can shoot instead of trading for nothing.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't expect anything to change on this team.
Nothing will change. Nothing.
I honestly don't think. But
the only thing that's going to change is the seeding because they're going down, down, down. So they're going to be at the 10th seed. Look at it's going to be coming down to the end of the season. They'll be the 10th seed. We'll be like biting our fingernails, hoping they can make the playoffs. Because anything can happen in the playoffs, baby.
Bill might get his wish. I do think the offseason you'll see some shakeups, though. I think
it has to.
You might see Marcus Smart shipped out of town. I don't think they're going to fire Stevens, and they're not going to move the Jays. So,
especially with the extension they gave him, he ain't going anywhere.
You want to do some more bitching? I don't know.
Please, by all means,
follow this story. I did a little blog of it this morning, basically just a vent. So Russell Westbrook went out and had another Russell Westbrook game, 32 points, 21 assists, I think 15 rebounds. You know, he's a triple-double animal. They beat whoever they beat. And then the next night he went out and had a triple-double and they lost. The Wizards suck. They're 17-21. They blow. After that first triple-double monster game from Westbrook, in which Bradley Beal was out, Stephen A. Smith went on his show. I guess he has a show on ESPN now. I didn't know that. And he essentially said, I don't care that Russell Westbrook had this amazing game. It's kind of empty stats to me. The reason is his critique of Russell Wilson in that Russell Westbrook in that segment was Russ never learned how to shoot threes. And if he did, his game could have taken his teams to championship level. He compared it to Damian Lillard, Steph Curry. You know, the Thunder, some would say underachieved. They blew a 3-1 lead to the Warriors. They got beat by LeBron. They were young. I get all that. But so essentially, Steve, if you watch the clip, Stephen A. Smith said Russell Wilson can't shoot three, or Russell Westbrook can't shoot threes. If he learned how to shoot threes, he might have some championships under his belt. And then you would have thought that he said that Russell Westbrook was the worst player in the fucking NBA and didn't belong on a court. So his wife, Russell Westbrook's wife, came out and said whatever she said, and whatever. If the wives want to come out and back up,
which it's happening more and more.
Yeah,
with the wives coming out defending the men, and it's not a good look, ladies. It's not a good look.
It just creates a lot of drama. And if you feel like you need to do it, fine. I don't care. I think Stephen A. Smith had a perfect retort to all of this. And his first thing he said was, I'm not going to say anything to Mrs. Westbrook. If you want to defend your husband, then by all means, go for it.
Yeah.
But essentially, I don't care because what I said was correct. And Westbrook came out in his press conference, which I didn't have a huge problem with either. It's very long. I'm not going to read it all. You can go listen to it. But the gist of it was, let me read this paragraph and give you the gist. So Westbrook says, Look, I sit back. I don't say much. I don't like to go back and forth about people. But one thing I won't allow to happen anymore is let people create narratives and constantly talking shit for no reason about me because I lay it on the line every night. I use my platform to be able to help people across the world. Nobody can take that away from me. I've been blessed to be able to have a platform to do it. Like I said before, a championship don't change my life. I'm happy. I was a champion once. I made it to the NBA. Like I grew up in the streets. I'm a champion. I don't have to be an NBA champion. I know many people that got NBA championships that's miserable, have done nothing for the community, have done nothing for the people in our world.
Kevin Durant.
And that's all fine. I mean, that's all fine. Here's Stephen A's response, part of his response to that. He says, Russell Westbrook is a real, as authentic as it gets. He gives to his community. He cares about his people. He addresses social justice issues. He gives voices to voiceless. He's charitable. He's philanthropic. Thank you. He's, by all accounts, a great man, great leader, great husband, great father, great family man. Russell Westbrook, regardless of his mean, I don't know what this acrobatic demeanor at times, is one of the best people, the most real, straight up, authentic people you'll ever see in your life. I respect the hell out of the man. What does that have to do about your game? Exactly. This just pinched a fucking nerve for me, right? It's the NBA players, the Kyries that think they are God's gift to green earth. Russell Westbrook signed a $200 million contract. Do you not think that a piece of that involves you getting a championship? This is the game. You play a fucking game.
It's Carmelo Anthony attitude right there. I got a gold medal. That's the only championship I'll ever need, and I'll cherish that over anything. Bullshit. Win a goddamn NBA championship and get your next level. Get that, your whole career to that next level. Like, you're not, when you have those debates, but the Jordans, the Kobe's, and LeBrons, they all have championships. That's why they're in this debate. If you're not in that, if you don't have a championship, you're never going to be in that debate. So if you want to be a mediocre player and make $200 million and never win a championship, that's kind of like a loser attitude in my mind.
Well, yeah, and it's just this idea that so you get criticized for potentially underachieving in your career, and now all of a sudden winning doesn't matter. Now all of a sudden it's just about me being a good person. Well, you can be a good person and do all of the things that you did, but you can't shit on Stephen A. Smith for having a critique that's accurate because he's in the media that responds to the game that you play, that is propped up by the fans that support you, that want you to win. If you go out and you win, you're 17-21. You think the Wizards give a fuck that you're a champion at life? I'm sure they're all very happy for you.
It's
very
the Wizards.
happy that you.
It's
sorry,
the Wizards.
What did I say?
No. That's what I'm saying. It's the Wizards. It's a loser franchise to begin with, so it doesn't really matter.
I mean, I get that. It's just very convenient that now you're in a bad franchise, you're in a bad team, and you're putting up empty numbers, and all of a sudden winning championships doesn't matter to you because Stephen A. Smith said you can't shoot 3-pointers.
But you put him on the Lakers, Milwaukee, the Celtics, like a team that has a chance to win a championship. They'd fucking send this guy out and be like, get the fuck out of here, trade him. Get him out of here.
Yeah, if that's your mentality, you're just looking for success. And the thing is, I don't think that's who Russell Westbrook is. I think Russell Westbrook is an uber competitor. I think that he does lay it on the line every single day. So I have to think that these responses and these comments are just in response to Stephen A. Smith saying you can't shoot threes. Like, how and this was the whole internet. Everyone was pissed at Stephen A. Smith for critiquing Westbrook after he had a good game. Well, what he said was right. Yeah. So you're so goddamn sensitive. And now Russell Westbrook comes out and said, well, I'm from the streets and I changed my life around and I'm a good person. I give back to my community. So everything needs to be forgiven. You can't talk shit about my game. Like Stephen A. Smith said, what does any of that have to do about your game? Yep. We're here.
Sir, you're a great person.
Let's talk about your basketball game.
Yeah.
Like if you want to go on Bill Gates' podcast and talk about philanthropy, I'm sure we have a lot of great things to say about you. And by the way, Stephen A. Smith said this guy's destined for the Hall of Fame. He's one of the best players in the NBA. He's an absolute triple-double machine. He had a lot of great things for him. He just said he couldn't fucking shoot threes.
Honey, he said I couldn't shoot. I feel so bad about myself now.
So Instagram goes on a rampage shitting on Stephen A. Smith. And you don't think Stephen A. Smith collects death threats weekly? Come on, the sensitivity just is bananas right now. It drives me insane.
Pussification America, man.
Burn the internet down, dude. All right, we're late. Two last things. Scheduling note: the Bruins played on Thursday. Tuukka's not back. He didn't play. And
Vladar's in.
I'm assuming. Yeah. And
No, it is him.
okay, good. That was a Tuukka burn.
Oh, good. I'm sorry. It's pool season.
And let's just see if they scored. Hopefully. And right, the Tiger Woods report came back of why he crashed, but
no, we're not going to be able to hear.
We're not going to be able to hear, but we know.
Yeah, because he got high.
Because he got high.
He was going to use the brake, but then he got fucking high.
I don't know whether to be mad or sad about Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
It's sad that this happened to him, but I'm a little bit pissed that he's just like,
watch that documentary. Watch that documentary. He's fucked up. He's a fucked up individual.
I know. That's why
he's got a lot of issues.
If I didn't watch the doc, I would just be angry with him and think he's an asshole.
So you're leaning towards sad.
Yeah, well, I'm 50-50. Nah, fuck Tiger Woods. All right, this has been the Simple Mind Sports Show. Friday headlines, April 2nd. We'll see you on Sunday. Oh, no, it's not this Sunday.
It's not this Sunday. This one's the wrestling one.
Or the MLB.
I don't know.
Did we already release that? We got some good Sunday socials coming up, so stay tuned on Sunday. Okay.
But this one's going to make Rich and I very happy when we discuss this after the show.
Yeah, okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
How high do you think he was?
Fucking high. Dude, he was passed out when he fucking crashed.
I don't know.
I mean, how stupid is America? Like, oh yeah, he was driving a little too fast. No, he was high. He was fucked up. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. He was speeding down a curvy road.
Yeah. Well, a lot of accidents at that part of the road. We're not totally sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
Sure thing.
Yeah.